want to start?
Oh, that's good. I'm sorry. Have you ever been?
Yeah. Please, Deborah.
No, it's on the agenda tonight. We're voting on it. Fine. We just have to wait for, I made a couple of changes based on feedback from Nick. And from, so is this meeting now in session?
You guys are not,
Meeting now in session,
great.
yes.
Okay, all right, let me fill it up.
So,
So while we're waiting for Heather,
while we're waiting for Heather, there's a couple of items to discuss some regarding these, schedule the changes that you made this week.
yeah, I'm just going through that. I'm trying to find the agenda. I have to give them all the right. Just my package. So, DPW I removed because the only change that we were going to make there was, sorry, are we on?
Linda just said we are on, Linda just said Heather is home sick, she won't be in attendance tonight.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So the only change that I made was, we had this fee schedule that was, $1,000 a year for haulers. And, we had proposed last year making that $200 a week. Well, that was based on a misunderstanding of what that fee actually was. We thought that it was, dumpsters. Right? Oh, sorry. So we thought that that was, there's a microphone here. So we thought that was dumpsters. When I talked to Rob Perry, that's actually the fee that the garbage collection companies, 8 of them, pay per year to come into Hudson.
Okay,
So he wanted to just leave it alone, which I thought was fine. There were no changes there in DP. So in code, code enforcement, where most of the changes were, so we had made various changes that I didn't change to residential and so forth. Nick was fine with the plumbing things. What he wanted to do was remove the renewal fee, the $200 renewal fee, because this is for resident plumbers.
for residential. pump.
Yes, and then the non-resident, he's looking at trying to turn that into any Columbia County plumber would be considered resident, and then we wouldn't have all these fees to be a resident plumber. And it would only be a plumber outside of Columbia County who would pay that $300 for a job. And then other change he wanted was on building permits. The old thing was $52.50 for the first 1,000, and then $10.50 per thousand up to 50 and $787.5 for the next range, and 5 to 25 beyond that. So he wanted to simplify that, make the baseline minimum payment for up to $1,000 job $60, and then $10 for each $1,000 or fraction thereof above $1,000. Simplifies it completely.
Okay.
That was the change, and we already discussed, but based on discussions with the clerk's office for the auctions, we changed that to $30 per auction. I will need to make some code changes to change the language for so it's $30 per auction. I will have to make changes to the code language to change the requirement that they provide physical copies of their catalog, because they don't actually produce those for any reason. But we just need to put in language that there's, they must retain online catalogs for up to And I would recommend 7 years, but basically they keep them in perpetuity at the moment. They have more than that. So that's it. Otherwise, everything was what we had discussed already. The fee schedule for the parking fines, because that is actually a fine and it's in the code. We need to have a local law, which means that we have to put it out for 10 days before we vote on it, etc. I'll do that in the next couple of weeks so that we can vote on that in September.
Someone had mentioned some other fees which we did not have on that spreadsheet, such as the satellite dish fee that's been the code, as well as the chicken fee. I don't know how, I don't know, I mean, we got a spreadsheet, but I don't know if that spreadsheet includes everything. Someone,
It may not, there was also a lot of inaccuracies in what was in there compared to what the police department actually has and what's in the code. So there were things that were not right in the spreadsheet that we got. So I can, if there are additional fees that I need to look at, I'd be happy to do so.
or maybe the charter reform group.
Oh, yes, they could look at fees, yes. And actually, I think fees have no place in the charter. In my opinion, the charter should be a high level document about the general structure of government.
But they're not currently in the code, right?
If they're in code, not in charter.
No,
Keep up. That's all I got.
And you know, well, we'll do it's not too short.
Okay, so do we have a motion to adjourn?
Do we have any other new business? Do we,
Not for finance.
not for finance, do we want to talk about, any items that are going above, beyond the budget around?
Well, there is one thing I would bring up. Wait, let me turn off my hearing aids. I'm having trouble hearing. So, I guess about 6 weeks ago, I sent out a request for estimates for all legal work from now to the end of the year. This was when we did the budget adjustment for $40,000 to cover expenses last month. I have not gotten anything back yet from Mr. Ryan's company. I will follow up on that and try and get that. They have charges associated with the planning board. They have charges associated with various litigations, and they have charges associated with, and I talked to Mr. Ryan today, we're going to talk. They have charges associated with the tax litigations and negotiations. I'm not getting any estimates from them. In the bills that we paid this month, for Mill Street alone, it was, I think, $89,000. That the litigation bill, that portion of their bill,
So,
it was 89, I think it was $89,000.
$89,000, what, just this month?
Just for Mill Street for this month, it was 39 hours.
Wait, say, okay, say the amount again,
The amount,
yes,
I think it was 89,000, it was 39 hours. It was
$89,000,
$11,000 altogether from the month of July.
oh, $11,000.
Right, if you look at the bills that we paid last month,
Okay,
one of them was for $11,000 for Ryan's company.
right,
So the reason I need to get that information and those estimates from now to the end of the month is that last month, when Ken pulled up the court documents, there were a series of things that are occurring this month. So we need to expect that we're going to have another hefty bill for this month for litigation. I didn't authorize payment on the planning board bills because I had questions about some of the billing that I still haven't gotten answers to. And when I checked with Lyric earlier in the week, or maybe last week, currently on that budget line for legal fees, which is like, that's all legal fees, it's Polidoro, it's Ken, etc. We have only $16,000 left.
$16,000 out of the what, out of the 40,000, actually?
Yes, when we put in that 40,000, we're now down to approximately 16,000, which is not going to cover our bills next month. So we have got to get estimates from all of these. Well, I did get estimates from something. We need to have estimates so that we can sit down and make a realistic assessment of how much we need to take from the general fund to fund legal expenses. But that is going to be, an overrun again. Next month, we are going to have to do another budget adjustment.
Right. Right, well, it's, finance, the next one, but soon. They'll be on the finance agenda for next month, if not sooner. We'll
Yes.
up before then,
Yes,
be informal.
it'll come up sooner than that because it'll come up, at the informal meeting when we have the notes to it.
Right,
To do a what, a budget cut? So what do you say, I'm sorry, if any,
Sorry, what's the question?
no, you're asking, so it's gonna come up in our next informal meeting,
I'm sorry,
it's gonna come up in our next informal meeting, I believe.
because we pay the bills at the informal meeting.
Yeah,
we had, initially, we had paid, there was a ask for $100,000 extra.
Mhm.
Cover legal bills, right? We scaled that back to $40,000.
So that we could cover 1 month.
To cover women, but we're gonna realize that we're flowing through that 40 grand already. So by next month,
And also, when we said, let's make it 1,000, I sent out a request for estimates from all of the firms that are doing legal work for the city of Hudson to give me an estimate from now to the end of the year so that we could make a realistic adjustment to the budget to cover legal bills from now to the end of the year, but I did not get responses from the company that does most of the legal work. We need to get that.
it is 12.
Sorry,
it's like, yeah.
I'm sorry.
But, okay, so that's an issue.
Yes, it's an issue.
It has to be resolved before the next informal.
Yes,
So because we're already over budget, and it's gonna have to come out of the unallocated fund balance, and there isn't that much money. left.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
that's the only other finance piece that I have.
And for the,
So,
is this, for the, park grant, $110,000 for the park grant for tonight? Has that been allocated in which?
there is no, the thing that Peter Frank is presenting tonight is not that any matching funds associated.
It doesn't.
No.
I thought on that last sheet of the presentation, it shows City of Hudson, 100,000, 110 grand.
I was told there is no matching money on this. That's a question to ask him.
Yeah.
I think though, Rich, that is, that is something that was decided maybe 2 years ago. And then it came back up again.
Look on the back sheet, look on the back sheet.
Yeah, that 110 is associated with the EPF grant, not with the Quest grant. What he's talking about tonight are the Quest grants.
Right.
They do not have it. And we've already voted to approve the 110.
Right, so
That was last year.
okay, right, so that 110 is no longer in the, it's been allocated, it's not.
That's a question for Heather. I don't know whether she's on it. But the Quest grants do not have much income.
Oh, okay, great, okay, fine. All right, yeah, that's all the question there.
Okay?
All right, anything else?
Not for me.
Public comment? Anyone, public comments?
Yeah, you have one,
Okay, go for it.
Bill. Bill?
No, okay, motion, no.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right, thank you very much.